not exposed to it simply because it's not there on mainstream media. They have to look for it in particular, like on channels like YouTube or so on. Only then, or somebody has to guide them that this is, this is the art of a country, and these are the musicians who have made a difference. Pandit Bhimsen Joshi, for example, and Kishori Monkar, and Ustad Allah Rakha Khan, and so on and so forth. The main problem is Bollywood and even the the local film industries have moved away from the traditional sound. They've adopted a modern song format, and most of the music, it's because it's commerce driven. It's like fast food. It's for instant consumption. You are not going to listen to these songs 40 years from now.
Okay, good. But the question is that, do you have any way out?
Well, yeah, the way out is simple. I mean, we have to be persistent from our side to make sure that the younger generations are at least getting an exposure. And I'll give you a very good example if you don't mind. There is a rock band from Bengaluru called Agam. And they blend classic, Carnatic classic music with rock music. And they are very popular among the youth of our country. They're performing 300-year-old songs played on modern instruments like the guitar and drums and synthesizer. And it is very authentic. There is nothing wrong with it. They are not making a remix kind of a thing. It's very authentically done, very as simply and as transparently as possible, without ruining the nature and the intention of the original composition.
Yeah, I understand, and I see on the television several bands, but I have my own reservations. I mean, the modern bands. Chantal, I want to add something. But by the way, how much time we are left with, or we are already late?
I think we are good now, so we can.
We'll slowly pick.
If with your permission, if I could
Yes,
change
sure.
the gear a bit.
Yes, yes.
I had 2 points which I thought was highlight of the day, and I should congratulate the previous speaker greatly, is because she highlighted specifically on replication of the studies. I think it's so important for all of us, the researchers, currently, because researchers are so inherently kind of stressed out to publish new things in the field, and if you look at the kind of journals, the predatory journals is harping on it just because everything should be new, everything should be, like consumerism in research. But I think what she highlighted was replication of studies. It's so crucial because we may find some research studies in a given laboratory, but then can we replicate it across, and can we generalize it? And I think it has more implication even in application of music research to in future work, especially for music application in terms of clinical work as well. So would you like to comment anything extra on that? And the second point, which I'll complete it and then you can take it. Terms of art of listening, you spoke so much about listening, and I think it complemented what Dr. Preeti Rao had to talk about machine listening in that sense. So how does machine listen and then how it responds? What about enculturation and its effect on listening itself? Do we really listen and really believe that we have listened exactly what it is, or enculturation plays a role in what we perceive? Because we know from research from human cognition and perception that there's so much more that determines what I perceive. And we believe we have perceived, but we have actually not taken the entirety of the thing.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more about replication, especially if we want to apply research. We need to make sure that it's reliable, so we have to replicate and replicate until we make sure. And yeah, also emphasize that it's important to do a cross-cultural as Petri mentioned, more studies because we need to know more about the role of culture and culturalization in the perception of music and so. But yeah, there are so many factors, you know, the different hierarchies like culture, then your personal history, then your family, different things, and your own path in life. So it makes you who you are and how you perceive things, music included. So it's very multidimensional, so it's complex. Yeah.
I think there's a lot to discuss, but the tea sessions are good for extended discussions. Discussions followed by a lot of thoughts, conflicts, and arguments. So I think that we are running short of time, so we would like to finish the session with my personal note that, you know, I'm concerned that machines should not take over my human identity. And whatever we do, technology, research, whatever we do, that I request everybody to be a little conscious about that, because ultimately there will be music so long human identity is there. That's my personal belief, and it's open for discussions. So thank you, all of you, for your participations, your patience, and also your contributions. Thank you so much.